On the shooting, or maybe one on gun control, where you go around and ask students stuff. So your whole article would mainly just be students' reactions to it. You wouldn't really have to put your own opinion into it, but at least get the schools.
I'll take on the
It would be
reaction
very
part.
good.
I'll do it.
Take temperature. Thank you. Yeah, that's
That'd be
awesome.
great.
Yeah, I'll do the reaction.
I just feel hopeless in these situations. Like, I feel like it's statistically bound to happen. 18 shootings since January, and like, what can we actually do to prevent it? Like,
Call our congressman.
yeah. I mean, that's it.
Politically active.
That's the only thing I can think of. That
I
like,
don't know.
that's the only solution.
They can't,
yeah.
like you said, they can
And-
pass all the laws they want.
Yeah.
Would you want to
Laws
write
are
an
for
article on
law-abiding
things that you
citizens,
could possibly do
You
like
can't kill
that?
100
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
That would be good.
That brings me to a point. I saw on the board a potential story idea. Are things actually worse off, or is that our perception?
Yeah.
Is it alright if I do an article on that?
No, I would want you to.
Yeah.
I like that. Would be good.
Yeah. So I like to do that.
I think, and if you know the scroll, if you look up at the top, it's a question of sociology and psychology. And anyone else you want to interview, we always say talk to professors, and then maybe kind of you're doing
The reaction.
sort of the temperature
Yeah.
of the water.
Yep.
Get with her and talk to her and sort of coordinate the two stories. That would be interesting.
Mhm.
The perception versus the reality,
Mm.
and they're a good
I like
dichotomy of
that.
each other.
Okay.
And potential solutions, like things you can do, like calling your congressman or.
Actually, I just want to kind of cherry pick off that. So if you Google the RNC convention 2016, there was an interview between Newt Gingrich and one of the reporters. They basically hit the nail on the head of that exact conversation. It was like Newt basically saying like mass shootings were up in cities, and that was like his point of view. But also the other person was saying like, no, factually, the FBI has released statistics that overall violence has decreased. And like both are technically right. In cities, gun violence has
Weird.
increased, but overall violence has decreased. So that'd be a good like kind of like
Yeah.
mix of both opinions and trying to separate, okay, when you mean has gun violence gone down, do you mean nationally, do you mean citywide, is it specifically statewide? It'd be a good thing to kind of look into maybe.
That's great.
And then how do you want to keep track of who's doing what article? Are we still using the whiteboard?
So, this is sort of, I should have explained this better. This is sort of where the story budget comes in.
Okay.
I'm gonna upload that as an
It's okay.
Jesus Christ. An editable document for,
Okay.
for everybody on staff, and I'm gonna, not right now, because I'm actually
Okay.
gonna leave here in 2 minutes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm make it so that everybody can go in and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and
Okay.
at the same time, please, the photo budget, please be responsible. I like Shelby, I don't want her to fuck me up. Please, yeah,
She could do it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean personally,
Shelby
my fat
looks
ass,
sweet.
I'm not trying to take an L. In the interest of me not taking an L, goddammit, please communicate what artwork you want if you're not taking your own artwork. If you do take your own artwork, wide angle shots, do not zoom in. This is not a photography class. We're not doing portrait shots, just wide angle stuff, let her handle the technical.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll make a file for this issue in the Google Drive. We'll probably also print out a hard copy and just put it on the whiteboard. That way everyone can see it in person. We'll send you all a link, but we'll also put a link to the Google Drive on the whiteboard. Another thing we were talking about doing is, has everyone had Haze for News writing yet? You guys are familiar with the story idea forms? Probably gonna put a stack of those in there, and then you could just leave them or magnet or something them. That way, if it's just easier for you to quickly write it and just be like, hey, this is what I'm working on. That way we can know, and then we'll add it to like the list.
All right, I'm actually gonna head out. Do you guys have anything to say? Do you guys need me for anything before I head out? So, do you need anything? Or anything to say? Cool. Speak now for a rolling piece. I don't give a shit. All right. See you guys. Thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all being here, thinking, participating. It really means a lot. Let's get this motherfucker up. Yeah, what do you know?
And before I go, I'm gonna say one last thing. If you are gonna keep working with the commuter, definitely save your writing pieces, any photography that you're taking, because I know just recently we had the Keystone Press Awards. So come January next year, even if you leave Northampton Community College, you were still a student at that time, so you can submit your work even though you've left. So if you say like, hey, I want to put in a news writing feature piece, your work will be judged statewide with other community colleges. So I know a couple of the people in our organization got a couple of awards. tell us, go to a resume, if you're applying for a job afterwards, if you're specifically applying for like a writing job, like, put that in there,
And if you aren't already working on a portfolio, you probably should be.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because the goal after this is getting jobs or finding the next
Yeah.
opportunity.
I mean, if this is the field you want
Yeah.
to work in, having those like printed articles, like that's a great thing to be able to show future employers and stuff like that. But yeah, all right.
All right, guys.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Melanie,
They do have similar
Jamie is
faces.
actually who I wanted to talk to about
sorry,
that, but
no.
if you are interested, in
I
being
am,
more involved in
yeah,
this,
I do, but I would, like, I really just wanna focus on the art gallery.
No, I completely
like,
understand.
You know, but,
Yeah.
but I could do that, like, that kind of task I could
it's
take
very
on.
small.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
because as of right now, it's like just me.
Oh,
Is it really? Are we down to us?
I can do
I
it
can
if
do
Ingrid
that.
stays.
I'm still here for another year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah,
I
so,
can take it next, I can take that if you need. That's something I can, because I'm learning photo, it was the Photoshop next.
It's very basic. It's mainly just formatting the pictures for print, doing basic like color editing. Like it takes me a minute to do
Okay.
every photo.
All right, that I can handle.
And it's like you get paid for it, so why not?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
was contemplating, because it just seemed like a lot of work for like.
yeah, not all the positions, like, I don't get paid for the web design part.
You
But-
won't this semester, but if you do like copy editor next semester, that would
Right.
be a
I
paid
see.
position.
Right.
Yeah, we have 4 paid positions. It's editor-in-chief, layout editor, copy editor, and photo editor.
Right.
And then they
Yeah.
all allow you to do like different hours, like editor-in-chief, I think you can claim like
Yeah.
20 hours. Photo editor is the smaller ones, you can only do
Mhm.
10 hours, but, yeah, there's like 4 positions and 2 of them will be open next
Mhm.
semester.
Okay.
If anybody's interested in any of that. I would also like to possibly make web editor a paid position next semester. We have to talk to Hayes about that.
Mhm.
And I would like there to just be one person doing that and social media, kind of bundling it and making it a paid
Yeah, 'cause
position.
right now it's the two of us that are doing
If
it.
you're also interested in that next semester. Yeah. There's a real weird transition period right now.
Yeah, I'm not looking to, be editor-in-chief, like, at all.
Yeah,
That's
that's
too
what
much
I mean, it
residence.
just seems like.
But I would like to get to copy editor and then freeze, stop at copy editor. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how these editors just do it without
I know.
pulling their hair out. I would be bald. I don't,
It's a lot.
and it gets frustrating, you know?
It's so much work for a little payoff, right?
Yeah, so everything kind of just shifted, you know, kind of quick. So we have to like pretty much just jump into it, you know. Last week I was just a writer for the paper, and now I have to train. Now I have to train with Cole because this is what he used to do, the web design. So I'm taking over Cole's old job. So
Do you need help? I mean, I like helping. I don't like, you know, being in charge.
I'm grabbing an alarm or something. Johnson Controls.
it's Big Brother.
Oh, and I meant to tell
It's
you.
Big Brother.
Should I, because I have now, because with the art gallery, I have those pictures, but then I wanted you to be able to pull from those photos that I'm gathering if they fit with article better than the gallery.
Definitely, yeah.
So how should I, because I have them, and then I also have graphics that I made, and then I also have images for my article.
When
So-
we make this issues thing, you could set up your like own folder in there. Like you could set up one folder for like the art gallery, keep your photos that you specifically want for articles, and with like the one that we'll have everyone send them to. But yeah, you could set up like your own folder, and then if you have any like ideas of like what you envision doing with those pictures, like you could send me an email or
Okay.
something like that, or you could just include like a note in the Google Drive.
Okay, that works.
And I know that Cole will sit down and show me, but with the web design, with uploading pictures, is that me or is that you?
That
Is
would
that-
still be you.
that
I
goes
would
with
just
the article?
be formatting the pictures
Okay.
beforehand,
Alright.
because
Okay.
for web is different than for print. So. it-
Yeah,
it's
because aren't
easy.
the links different, like a link to the article and then a link to the picture?
Well,
Or-
the picture would, I mean, I'm not too sure exactly what web server we have or what
Okay.
we're hosting on. I think it might be Wix, but there should, or it might be WordPress, I can't
Okay.
recall.
Alright,
But it'll give you a spot to upload the photo. It's just,
okay,
photos for print are CMYK, photos for web are RGB.
okay,
So it's a quick edit.
yeah.
Most photos are like, if you were to take a photo right now, it would be RGB.
Mhm.
So it's like that's how we have to format it for
Right.
print, because we don't print in RGB, we print in CMYK.
Okay.
So typically unless
Thank
there
you for
needs.
clarifying that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I
clears so
didn't-
much
I
for
didn't
me.
know.
I never know what
either.
to save my graphics as.
Same resolution, try for 300 DPI. For print, we do everything in CMYK. Web is gonna be RGB, same resolution,
Okay.
300 DPI. I save everything as JPEG.
Okay,
And then as far as like size wise, nothing bigger than 12 by 800.
okay. Mhm.
Unless it's like.
And how many pages am I allowed to have for the gallery?
I mean,
As many as I want?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It really depends on just how much content you make.
I've been getting a lot. I have like 18 now.
Especially if you have like little blurbs that go with them too.
Are they usually trying to make the paper at least 10 to 12 pages or something like that? That's when we know that we have good content,
Yes.
yeah.
We could also look into maybe starting like a section of the newspaper that would just be like for you, like not every issue type.
Yeah.
If that would be
That-
something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
Mhm.
would like. Because then also with the gallery, that's why I'm doing the printmaking story. So I'm going to feature him as like emerging artist, even though he's like older.
Yeah.
And do him as a story and as like the centerpiece, and then the gallery kind of around it.
Alright.
Cool.
So should I just go over to the whiteboard and write down what I'm doing so far until the
Yeah.
drive is
Mhm.
up?
I think we'll do the drive sometime today and then we'll
Alright.
send the link out. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Yeah, I was messaging with him like last night and the night before on Facebook. Taking 20 credits and
I know.
doing editor in chief.
Cole's
I'm like,
insane.
Yeah, that's
He's like, "You're insane."
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's why I don't.
I
wanna
thought
be
I
in that
was,
boat.
I thought I was bad with 15 credits. He's doing 20 in editor in chief. I'm like,
And it's like his last semester, you're supposed to
Yeah.
graduate.
yeah.
That's all I do.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cole works too.
Yeah, yeah,
I have a
bartends.
part-time job and I complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've found out I can't do more than 12 because I work 40 hours a week, so
Mhm.
one or the other.
Good deal. I like being able to use this.
I know.
So I use it every week.
We should be able to. I've been talking to Hayes about it since last semester
Yeah.
because I get very claustrophobic in that other room.
It's just
Yeah.
so unproductive in that room too.
Yeah, there are people sitting on the floor. And then
Mhm.
we'll also probably start getting to.
Okay.
I'm hungry.